What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Kidnapped at Birth? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story, and before continuing, this shout out is due. Shout out to my boy Jimmy Desatais for suggesting this idea. Now for the reason why I'm making a story is because, well, I have to make two stories today, and one for basically today, the one you're listening, and one for tomorrow, because I'm going to be going out on a trip with my cousins, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun. So I didn't want to skip any day since I haven't skipped for a long time. So yeah, that is why, just to continue my streak. Anyways, I hope you understand and enjoy today's stories, and yes, I mean tomorrow's story. And if you enjoy both of them, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato on October 10th in nighttime. As the atmosphere in the said village was quite peaceful. The civilians were resting at their home, the shinobis were doing their duties and were enjoying themselves who were off duty. While this was going on in the village, we go towards the outer skirts. Inside a hidden cave, we see a few of the nurses were there, and amongst them was a red-headed woman who seemed like she was in deep pain. She has gone into labor, and the reason they were there was because of her. And outside the room, we see a man pacing back and forth with blonde hair. And this man was none other than Minato no Mikaze, and the woman inside was Kushina Uzumaki. And she was his wife and the one who has gone into labor. Since she was a Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tail, that is why she was here, because a Jinchuriki, mainly a female Jinchuriki seal, is close to breaking point when they go into labor or are about to give birth. And that is why, for Kushina's safety and the safety of the village, they have arrived here. And that is why Minato was there. And suddenly he stopped pacing as he heard the cries of a child. As suddenly the door swung open and there stood an old woman, and she was also an important figure named Biwako Sarutobi. Well, Minato, come inside. Kushina-chan gave birth to a healthy baby boy. As Minato, following her inside, saw that his wife was hugging their son. He was like him and yet a blend of Kushina as well. He had blonde hair, which was visible, and tan skin like him. But the rest? He resembled Kushina a lot. As looking at his child, he hugged his wife and him. He's perfect, Kushina. Yes, he is, our little Naruto. But their happiness didn't last longer, as suddenly the nurses and Biwako herself fell down to the ground, knocked out unconscious, as suddenly they heard a clapping sound as a figure emerged from the shadows. Well, what do we have here? Seems like you have quite a celebration, Hokage-sama. As Minato, now in a defensive position, while Kushina clutched her child closely, watched as a man with a mask appeared in front of them. Who are you? Identify yourself. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Madara Uchiha. You're lying. Believe me, or don't. To be honest, I could care less. What do you want? How did you even get here? Well, somebody must have spoken, right? That is why I was able to find out where your hidey hole was. And as for what I want the Jinchuriki. I want the Kyuubi no Yoko. Hand it over and nobody here has to die. You must be dreaming if you think I will just... As suddenly, Minato stopped as his eyes widened as Kushina screamed, No! Naruto! As Minato's eyes widened as he saw the masked person held their own child that was a moment before in Kushina's arm. How did you... If you come any closer, the seal that I have placed on the child's covering will explode. I mean, it will be pretty terrible if your newborn child just dies, wouldn't it? As Minato and Kushina looked at each other, as Kushina willingly got up and gave up herself. I know you'll find me, Minato. I trust you. Wait for me, Kushina-chan. I will come to you. As Minato, after arriving to a safe location, after that, we see he arrived towards the Hokage monument, where he looked towards the direction and any sense of chakra of Kushina. And soon he was able to trace her. As he arrived there, it was too late. Kushina was weakened as she was chained, barely holding on, as Minato took her back. And by that time, he was surprised to see that his clone was talking with none other than Jiraiya, his sensei, and a woman besides her, Tsunade Senju. Sensei, Tsunade-sama, what are you doing here? I thought that you might need help, and I was getting paranoid. Good thing I was. So I brought back Tsunade. Well, it's a good thing you brought me back. I'm gonna take care of Kushina and Naruto. You go ahead and take care of that intruder. Hi, you go with him, Jiraiya. Alright. As Jiraiya and now Minato both arrived at the Hokage monument again with his Harishin, and this time they were looking for any traces, and that is when they saw the huge Kyuubi no Yoko's chakra rising. Oh no. Sensei, it can't be. It's free. As they, with their eyes alongside everyone who was there, who sensed that chakra, witnessed the Kyuubi no Yoko materializing on the outer gates. As the shinobi dashed towards the outer gates, as did the elders and some of the previous old generation, while the civilians tried their best to evacuate and get to shelter. As Minato and Jiraiya stood there, Sensei, the masked person is still out there. I have tracked him down. What should we do? You go after him. I'll go and handle the Kyuubi. As Jiraiya then dashed towards the front outer skirts, where he saw his sensei, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandem Hokage who had retired, has taken the charge. Jiraiya, you're here. Yes, sensei. You have to hold on a little bit. Minato has something to take care of. What is more important than stopping the Biju here? How did this even happen? Everything will be explained later on. Right now, we have to stop it at all cost. As now we see Hiruzen and Jiraiya, as he summoned, both of their summons were trying their best to hold off the Biju while praying that Minato will make it in time. As on the other side, Minato has tracked down the mouse person, and their battle commenced as canon, and Minato was able to wound it. As the man was panting, and so was Minato. You're going down. I'm the one who's going down. I'm not the one who's gonna lose the most out of this battle, Minato. Look behind you. Your whole village is at stake. Your shinobis are being thrown left and right like ragdolls. Go after me, or go save your village. You have two choices. Minato then looked towards him with narrowed eyes. I will come for your head. Next time, I won't miss. With that said, Minato Harishined out of there. As now we see, the masked person chuckled and left as well. As now we see on the other side, Minato arrived towards the battlefield. What's the status? Minato, you're here. What the hell is going on? Can somebody tell me that? Said Hiruzen. Everything will be told to you later on. Please, just be patient. Sensei, said Jiraiya. Jeez, I'm getting too old for this stuff, said Hiruzen. As Minato then summoned Gamabunta. Chief, I want you to hold off the Biju. What? That's the Kyuubi no Yoko, you brat. Are you sure? I mean, I can buy you a few minutes. That is all I need. Come on, Minato. Think. Minato said to himself, as then he had an idea. As he vanished. Where is he gone now? Jiraiya, I don't know, Sensei, said Jiraiya, as he threw another oil bomb towards Kyuubi. As now we see, Minato was with Kushina. Kushina, I am sorry, but there is no other choice. We have to go with the plan, huh? You promised me that you'll come back. I'll try. Wait, Minato, please. Promise me. As I said, Kushina, I'll try. As Kushina was left with Tsunade's care, as Naruto, taken by Minato, arrived towards the battlefield. As Hiruzen, seeing the child there, was shocked. Minato, are you sure about this? There is no other choice. I'm sorry about Bivaku-sama. What? What happened? We were attacked. You'll tell me later. Right now, we have to take care of the Biju. What are you going to do? I'm gonna use the Hakafuin seal, said Minato while drawing the matrix of the seal on Naruto's stomach. Are you insane? That will cost you your life. I know, Hiruzen-sama. There is no other choice. The whole village needs me. No, they need me. What? What do you mean by that? They need me now. You're needed here. As Minato was knocked out by Jiraiya. Sensei, are you really sure about this? Yes, Jiraiya. I'm an old man. I have lived my life. Minato, beside, is needed here. He will be the one to hold the torch of the Kage and guide the whole village through these darker times. And I'm sure Konoha will come at top again. And make sure, Jiraiya, he doesn't make the same mistakes that I did. I I promise, Sensei. As Hiruzen was the one who did the Hakefuin seal and gave away his soul in exchange for the Kyuubi being sealed inside within Naruto, making him the full Jinchuriki. Suddenly, as soon as Hiruzen slumped there, Jiraiya looked towards Minato, and that is when he was stabbed in the back. As he turned behind in the whole commotion to see that there was one figure standing there. Oh, Orochimaru. Well, well. What do we have here? Don't you dare! Now, Jiraiya. After a long time, you're meeting your old friend and this is how you greet him? I'm gonna kill you if you... You and I both know that is not gonna happen. Well, I'll be taking him then. See you. As now we see, Jiraiya's last vision was him picking up the infant child of Minato and leaving. No, Naruto. As Jiraiya passed out because of the venom within his body. And once he woke up, he was bandaged inside the hospital room as Tsunade was in front of him. And so was Minato, who was also bandaged up, and Kushina, whose eyes were red. Sensei, what happened that night? As far as I remember, you were the one who knocked me out. And from the looks of it, Hiruzen somehow sacrificed himself. It was Orochimaru. What? Said Minato, as Kushina became scared as well. You can't be serious. How did he... I don't know how. But someone must have leaked the news. Yes, I remember, said Minato. The Moss person said to me the same. Somebody leaked the news, meaning that someone from within our ranks is the one who behind all this attack. We have to find him, Minato. We have to. But before that, we have to find our son, Minato. Yes, you're right, Kushina. We are going to. Look at around you, Minato. Now is not the time, said an elder as he stepped in. You have no say in this, Koharu. Homura, stay out of this, said Kushina. Now, Kushina, said Danzo as he entered. There is no way for you to talk to us like that. I mean, we may be elders and hold no power over clans, but still. That child is the clan head of the Uzumaki clan. And the last of the Uzumakis. And your Jinchuriki. As with these words, Danzo then said, clutching his staff a bit, showing the signs that Kushina was getting under his skin. Even if he is, the village is more important. We must rebuild ourselves first, and after that, we'll look for Orochimaru. There must be some reason that he has taken Naruto. And after we are done here, we will look for your son. And that is what happened. It took a few weeks. The village was rebuilt. Both Minato and Kushina were anxious throughout this time. Even though their friends and everyone tried to calm them down, they couldn't, because their child's life was on the line. As on the other side, Jiraiya on his own have ventured out to search high and low for Orochimaru's hideout, but so far, nothing. As soon after that, the Anbus, when the village was recovered enough, were sent out, and Danzo in his own right have sent out many of his root shinobis because he wanted Naruto for himself. But in the end, nothing. As if Orochimaru and Naruto has erased themselves from the face of the earth itself. Nobody was able to track them down. As time began to slowly pass by, days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and months into years. As 7 years have passed by since then. As Minato and Kushina have lost hope, they still held each other, but the loss of their son broke their spirits. As now we see Minato and inside a Kage meeting with the whole council there, even his wife who was acting as the Uzumaki clan head. Minato, as he was brought out of his stupor. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you saying, Koharu? Listen, Minato. This has been going on for way too long. Nobody has said anything. But it has been 7 years. As Minato looked towards her, dead in the eye. So, what are you trying to get at? It's time to let it go. Maybe you can try for another child. As Kushina slammed her fist on the table, causing a huge crack in it. Even the ground was cracked beneath them. As she glared at them, as everyone there was scared except for Minato, who was also numb like her. You don't have any right to say, what we need to do or what we needed to do. Because of you and your statement at the time, we lost the chance to track Orochimaru down and my son. God knows where both of them are right now. It could be that they're dead, Kushina. Who knows? Said Inoichi as he was punched straight throughout the, council room with such brute force that he was hospitalized, his nose broken, and skull fractured. As now we see, Inoichi was being tended to by his other friends as well as, clan heads. Who told you to say that something to her face? She needs to realize. It's been 7 years. Both of them are holding on to the past. I know what the elders did. We all did. But the pain is not gonna go away like that if they don't go and try for another. They have to move forward rather than to be stuck in the past. It's not that easy. Inoichi, you don't know the loss of one's child. Knowing that they had an opportunity to search for them and they might had a chance to find them. And now, those chances are slimming down. Said Tizumi Inuzuka, as she too had lost her child. Her one child that she has also to this day couldn't forget and couldn't forgive herself about. I'm sorry, I was being insensitive, but I can't just see them down in the dumps like this. You troublesome idiot. That is no way to approach this sensitive matter. Well, anyways, good for you now you have learned your lesson with a broken nose and a fractured skull. Not to mess with her, and you better apologize the next time you have a chance. As this was going on in Konoha, and this was the life of Minato and Kushina now, we go towards Otogakure, Orochimaru's hidden base within the rice country. Nobody ever knew or noticed of. As there Naruto was kept in a cell, as his only friend was the voice from within, who called himself Kurama, and appeared in front of him in the form of fox, a baby fox. As now we see, Naruto was talking to it. You can escape free from here, kid. Can I, Kurama? But the snake would hurt me. I mean, this mark, he said, as he touched his neck. This mark burns whenever I try to leave on my own. It will pass, Naruto. If I had the key to the seal, I would have healed you by now. Thank you, Kurama. You're my only friend here. I don't know what would I have done without you. Rest, kid. You need it right now. As now we see, Naruto went to sleep, as in his mindscape we see the fox, who had eyes filled with regret instead of anger. Anger he had, but not for the reason that he had before. For one person and one person alone. Orochimaru. His hatred was focused solely on him and him alone now. Because what Kurama has witnessed Naruto go through, he couldn't forgive Orochimaru. Heck, he couldn't forgive himself for even trying to play the kid in the beginning. Now the kid almost thought of him as the only light in his darkness surrounded life. He has given up on all. But deep down, Kurama knew that he could save this kid. And maybe, just maybe, he can finally try to give humanity another chance through Naruto. And so far it was going great. But he was still filled with regret of how he tried to play him in the beginning. As suddenly the gate slammed open and Orochimaru stood there as Naruto was stirred awake as he was shivering. My oh my. Come here, subject number 001. It is time for you to conduct a new experiment, said Orochimaru without any hint of remorse or expression in his voice. As Naruto was dragged there, tied to a table, he was injected in the spine with some fluid and then was subjugated to shocks as well as some cutting as well as installing some of the parts as well as Genkais from within, which was quite a painful procedure for Naruto. It was so painful by the time Naruto reached at the age of 12, he has gone completely numb. The only thing that was visible and close to it that he was being in pain was that he would shed tears while everything remained as it was. Expressionless. Orochimaru even stopped giving him sedatives or painkillers just to see Naruto's endurance level. And Kurama, on the other hand, was getting way too much enraged that the seal, with his sheer rage and chakra, was burning now and was close to the point of breaking down. As today was Naruto's 13th birthday and he has undergone a brute experiment, as now he laid there with huge cuts as well as gashes over his body, as he was going in and out of consciousness because of the wrong amount of sedatives that was given to him. Kid, stay awake. I'm gonna heal you, okay? Kurama, is this the end? Is this how I'm gonna... No, you're not gonna die. I won't let that happen. Damn it. There's too much going on in his body. There's only one way I can do this. As Kurama used most of his chakra to break throughout the seal finally, as the seal itself was finally broken. Naruto, are you okay? It hurts. It hurts so much. Just hold on. I have to do this. There is no other way, said Kurama desperate evident in his voice, as he made all those experiments combine and fuse with him, making Naruto the perfect host for all those experiments. And the experiment was successful now, which Orochimaru could have considered, as now we see Naruto was in a comatose state for a few days. As Naruto finally woke up, what happened? Kurama? Kid, I am tired for the time being. I won't be able to talk to you for some time. Just hold on, okay? Kurama, are you sick? No, just exhausted. Trying to keep you alive was what I did for the past days. Thank you. Thank you, Kurama. As that is when Naruto heard commotion, as he heard screams and yells, as suddenly his door slammed open, and there stood a man in green clothing and red vest, with wooden sandals and white hair that was tied in a ponytail. Huh? Naruto? How do you know my name? Naruto, that man is Jiraiya. He will take you to your parents. Really? But what about the snake? Said Naruto out loud. Who are you talking to, Naruto? Said Jiraiya, worried that Kyuubi might get in contact with Naruto. No one, said Naruto, as he made his hands in front of him, as suddenly huge amount of wooden spikes arrived and surrounded him in the form of a dome. Just don't hurt me, as Jiraiya was shocked, as suddenly Kurama with his last bit of chakra did something. He burned the seal that was on Naruto, placed by Orochimaru. The seal won't hurt, kid. I can barely hold on to my consciousness. Go with him. He won't hurt you, and will take you to your parents. With these words, Kurama succumbed to unconsciousness, as finally Naruto opened the dome. As there stood Jiraiya still. Naruto, is that you? As Naruto nodded, you're Jiraiya, right? Yes, I'm here to take you to your parents. As Naruto was then picked up by Jiraiya, as he arrived in the center hall, where Minato himself has executed just now Orochimaru, whose neck was cleaved off from his body, as Kushina then stabbed him in the head with her katana as well, making sure that the snake bastard was dead, before burning his body and skull and destroying his lab and research of lifetime. Everything is done. Have you found anything useful? Said Kushina, without turning towards Jiraiya. Look who I found. As these words were enough for her to snap her head towards Jiraiya to see there was a boy. A 12-year-old boy who looked weaker and shorter as well as thinner. As she approached him cautiously, as she bent down to her knees, tears evident as she was trying too hard to stop them. Naruto? Is that you, my son? She is your mother, Naruto. Meet your mom, said Jiraiya, as Minato also arrived and patted his son. It's finally nice to meet you, son. I'm your father. As Naruto, with tears now flowing through his eyes, without any emotions, as he touched them and looked at them with wide eyes. Hi. What is happening? You're happy, son. Like we are to finally meet each other. As Kushina hugged her child and cried so loudly and relievefully that all those years were for naught, and here her son was finally with her. As they brought him back, and Nard was instantly put into hospital again, as Nard was traumatized because of the experiment and needles. Don't worry, son. They're gonna treat you. They're not gonna hurt you or anything. As Naruto, after listening to his mother's word, calmed down and the treatment began. As this was going on, the council was not happy with the sting operation that Minato and Kushina, alongside with Jiraiya and some of the Anbus, did behind their back. That was a risky move. Risky it was, but we took care of Orochimaru, and his lair is destroyed. Many of the suffered have been freed, and we found our son. Did you make sure he was even your son? Said Danzo. Oh, we made sure. We are, because the matrix on his stomach is evident. The QB is with him. As after the council meeting ended, Jiraiya was in deep thought. What is it, Jiraiya? Says Tsunade as she arrived after making sure that Naruto was resting now and well guarded. Well, the boy, once they found him, he was scared and he surrounded himself with what seemed like Mokutan, a wooden dome, Tsunade. Can you believe that? You mean to say that the boy might have the Senju genes? I don't know. You need to conduct a test. But given Naruto's trauma, I don't think it is possible right now. As now we see, suddenly Tsunade was called to the hospital, and so did Jiraiya, as they arrived to find Naruto, covered in a blue chakra, and a figure that was almost resembling to a Susanoo, an imperfect one, was there, and Naruto's eyes, they were Mangekyo Sharingan, as his eyes were bleeding. As both of them were shocked, Naruto, stay back, don't hurt me. It was the PTSD that was kicking in, the trauma that he has induced. He was having nightmares, and Naruto was given a sedative to calm down and rest, as now we see. This one seen by Anbus, and the news spread out quickly. And in the next morning, another council meeting was held. The boy used Sharingan, Minato. How is that even possible? Last time I checked, you both don't have any connection to the Uchihas. Naruto was experimented on, and what we think is that he might even have the Senju chakra as well, or the genes in him. How do you know that? I can confirm and vouch for that. I witnessed it myself. Naruto was surrounded by a wooden dome as he got scared, and that only happens when you have Mokutan. This is certainly interesting development. So what do you plan to do with the boy? Not only does he possess two of the legendary dojutsu and ability, he also possesses the QB himself. The boy has a lot of potential and a lot of trauma, says Tsunade. We need to take care of this properly. Otherwise, handling this rashly, there might be another traumatic episode that Naruto might experience, and we don't want that to happening. Right now, he's back home, in new environment. Give him time, as the trauma suppresses itself. Can we not do that? As everyone agreed. As time began to pass by, as Naruto reached at the age of 16, as 3 years went by, Naruto trained, stayed with his parents, and just bonded with them. And it was now to the point that Naruto has calmed himself, as trauma that he has induced was now close to nothing. The episodes that he used to have because of the nightmares was now gone by, the thing of a past. And he has made some friends like Sasuke Uchiha, and not only that, Shikamaru Nara, Choji, Kiba, and he has a girlfriend as well. A friend turned to best friend and then into a girlfriend, Ino Yamanaka. And both of them were quite close as well, as both the Yamanakas as well as his parents were happy for both of them, and it was arranged for them that they will marry soon as well. But unknown to them, there were some more people who were watching over them and were interested with them. These people being the Akatsuki members, as the Akatsuki has been watching over Naruto's life for the past 3 years, and they were not happy with what they were seeing. At first they thought of Naruto as an easy target, but now things have gotten complicated because of all the things that have went by, and now they wanted to take action to do something that will make sure that Naruto, or their real target, Kyubi no Yoko, is with them. So that is why they orchestrated attack on the village known as Hidden in the Leaves. While this was going on, as the attack was about to commence, a meeting was going on in the council chamber. I'm telling you, Minato, the Akatsuki organization, they have hunted down the other Jinchurikis. My hunch is not wrong. They are the ones behind these attacks. The other salmon Bijus have disappeared alongside their Jinchurikis. But Sensei, what if we are wrong? We can't just barge into Amigakure demanding the organization that controls it. It could be an international crime, and the other nations will take this chance to throw dumps at Konoha. I know, Minato, but as soon as this was going on, they sensed chakra as they dashed towards the outer skirts to find pain in the air. The leader, all the world shall know pain, he said, almighty push, and suddenly the whole village was destroyed. As those who survived were Minato, Kushina, and some of the others. As Naruto watched Ino die as well, who saved him while she died. As Naruto was traumatized with that as well. As Naruto arrived at the battlefield, as Kurama calmed him down. As now we see, in front of him was the Akatsuki. Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, you walked here on your own. Come with us, and everyone here who's alive will be spared. You took away Hino and my friends, my village. As Naruto was then bursted with chakra, as they all sensed the same chakra they have felt 16 years ago, the chakra of Kyuubi no Yoko. As suddenly Naruto was now in a perfect combination state with Kurama, as the huge fox avatar with Naruto's strength combined unleashed huge amount of barrage attacks on them. As suddenly the Mangekyo Sharingan of Naruto activated, as the armor that was purple appeared on Kurama as well, as a katana was formed. As suddenly from behind Kurama, two wooden dragons rose, taking care of the other Akatsuki members. As Minato and Kushina, as well as the others who were there, taking this chance also engaged with the other Akatsuki members, fighting on one. As Naruto and the others have changed the tides, and the Akatsuki was the one on being the pushing end. As Minato at that moment met the same person again. My oh my, Minato, we meet again. You. I told you I'll cleave your head off. Come, it's time to finish our battle, I guess. As they continued their battle while everyone else continued their own. Jiraiya was easily able to subdue Hidan and Kakuzu this time around, as Kushina was able to handle Sasori and Deidara. As for Kisame, he fought with Tsunade one-on-one, and to his surprise, Samehara was destroyed by Tsunade, as well as he was. As Guy joined the fight alongside Kakashi, helping out Tsunade, and on the other side, the remaining member, Tobi, was being fought with, Minato, as all the parts were being handled alongside with Konan by Naruto and his wooden dragons. In the end, the battle was won by Naruto, as the trauma that Naruto induced, even if the warmth of this battle was too much, as suddenly he felt huge pain in his eyes as he opened his eyes to find the Rinnegan in them. Naruto, you have awoken the Rinnegan. What? But how? The chakra of the yin and yang, both of them combined, you have awakened the jutsu of the sage. What good is it? I can't even save those. You can, Naruto. There's one path that can resurrect the dead, but it will sacrifice some part of your soul. I would do it. As Naruto clamped his hands together and focused as his Rinnegan blared to life. Rinnegan, secret sage path, Rinne rebirth. As the king of hell rose from the ground, as souls were released, as one by one the dead began to rise, as they were alive, as Naruto's single hair streak that was blonde turned white, as Naruto fell to the ground, panting heavily, as he was then picked up by someone who he thought was dead. Hino-chan, is that you? Said Naruto before passing out. As once Naruto woke up, he was inside the hospital room, and next to him was Ino and his family. And once he looked out after meeting them, there was the people. Everyone considered him a hero, as Naruto was shocked, and that is when Kurama told him that he has risen from a kid who was desperate for, something, a family, a loved one, to a hero who is loved by all. as Naruto was happy as well. And as for the Akatsuki, they were perished. Oh, I forgot to mention how Obito died. Or more like Toby died. His neck was cleaved off as Minato promised. Later on he found out it was Obito. It saddened Minato, but he knew the Obito he knew had died. Because this Obito, this was either an imposter or a person who has been twisted by this world. And as for the other nations, they tried to cause, damage or harm to Konoha, but each time they failed. After some skirmishes, a few talks began, and the next generation, all from different villages combined together, voted out nay. They wouldn't follow the older generation's feuds any longer. Why should they be the ones shedding blood for those who have been just sitting their asses here? If they want matter resolves, they go ahead and do it themselves. And with this resolve, the next generation of all the villages brought peace, and the older generation had nothing more left to do just to watch. But they do then realize that this was something that was helpful and beneficial for all as well, as they passed on the torch to the next generation, as did Minato at the age of 19, making Naruto the youngest Kage, the 6th Hokage of Konoha, as after being a Kage the next day, he attended as a groom at his marriage with Ino, his wife to be now. And Naruto, he was surrounded by his friends, families, and now his loved ones. Going from a guy who was desperately trapped in a prison, being experimented on, to a beloved hero of Konoha, and now the whole world as well. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.